Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It On. Let's fix up Ulbrig real quick. At least as best we can. Alright, ready for a nasty fight. So this is the fight I was talking about before, where heal comes in extremely valuable. Now unfortunately our archers got completely annihilated, so I can't heal them up. But so long as my clerics don't get wiped out, we can still come back from this. Misclicked. So cavalry get more damage the further they charge. There we go. The Crusaders took over the ruins of a Sarkorian settlement and put to the sword all the demons defending it. Scouts have reported a sinister-looking lair nearby. A quick save here. I didn't check my general's experience, but it feels like we should level up very soon. Keeper's Canyon needs to be an important relay point for the river traffic between Dresden and Canabras. Now this small but once thriving port town lies in ruins, but its sturdy harbor may still come in handy when the supply ships from Mendev arrive. We get 5 material points per day. Voila! All of the rapacious mercenaries on their high-mettled horses turn out to be foreigners from an unknown distant land. Among the trophies, in the bag of their shrieking leader, the soldiers found an unusual ring. Herbal Ring. This ring grants its wearer a +4 morale bonus on saving throws against disease, nausea, and second effects. So we could go after this army, but that's going to move our camp forward. And I don't want to do that yet. Because the next time the camp moves and we enter it, an event triggers, and I don't want to. I still want access to my merchants. Commander, ever since you came back to camp, Ulbrig hasn't been himself. No wonder, after what you found in that village. I think you better check on him. What's wrong with him? He sits by the fire, drinking and singing sad songs. He doesn't let anybody get close, and he lashes out at anybody who tries to talk to him. But he's sure to listen to you, his war chief. I hope. I go to Ulbrig. Thanks, Anevia. I'll go talk to him. There's anybody who can help him right now. It's you. War Chief. Ulbrig's eyes are red with tears. He's clutching a giant flask filled with beer. Come sit with me. We'll drink to the memory of my kin. Give him a proper send-off. You have my condolences. Condolences. That one of your city folk words? A man's doles are his own. Try as he might, you can't take him away. He invitingly slaps his hand on the log he is sitting on. You can take some of my beer instead, and sing a song with me. Are you drunk? A little bit. Ulbrig really does look only slightly tipsy, even though the amount of alcohol it must have taken could likely have knocked a whole company of soldiers off their feet. It's not about the beer, though. It's about remembering. Sit next to Ulbrig. Let's drink to the memory of the fallen. Ulbrig hands you the flask. The beer smells sweet and pleasant. As black smoke rolled over the fields, and the white crane flew over the fields. Having finished another verse of his endless and dismal song, Ulbrig takes a swig from the flask. Then there was Igvi, Alara's boy. A tiny lad. Only 9 he was. Such a curious boy. He spent his time climbing trees and scouring ditches, looking for nests or funny-looking pebbles. I gave him a little axe with a carved handle. Now that handle is just lying there, on the cave floor. I've seen many things in my time, War Chief. I've gone to war. I've led my clan through a plague, through bitter, hungry winters. I've buried fellow warriors, friends, loved ones. But in those days, after the worst winters, there was always spring. And after days of mourning, there were newborn babes to name. That's how it always was. And now, this is it. The end. The end. Ulbrig shakes his head. No kin, no clan, no land. My god is silent. Even my time, even that has passed. Let's have another. That we can do. Ulbrig passes you the beer. Just, within reason. Striking to forget our sorrows is the last thing we should be doing. For as long as we live, it's our duty to remember. I'm actually not sure which response he'd appreciate the most. Yeah, I don't think I can even begin to imagine what you're going through right now. I just want you to know, you're not alone. That's what it feels like I'm all alone. Ulbrig stares at you, his eyes red from crying. Tell me, War Chief, who am I now? Who needs me in this world of yours? Don't say that. You're an excellent fighter and a loyal friend. My party needs you. Your party is something, all right. I've never seen a stranger crowd. Oddballs, outcasts, rejects. Well, who am I these days? Another outcast. Which means I really am where I belong. I feel better after talking to you. Thanks, War Chief. You've got yourselves one crazy world here. But hey, if there are folks like you around, I'll fit in somehow. After taking one last giant swig, Ulbrig firmly corks the flask. Right then. Enough of that for today. When victory is ours, we can honor everyone's memory properly, but it'll take a sober head to win.
I'm gone.
How? Ulbrig looks lost as he stares at his hands, retracting and retracting his sharp claws. Everyone dead. There's no one left. No one. I just can't wrap my head around it. So sorry. Ulbrig nods wordlessly and lets out a long sigh. Well, tears won't win us the war. How can I help, War Chief? The Queen crosses her hands and pensively taps her guard brace. It's been a long time since I traveled like this, as just another face in the crowd. We didn't get any experience for Ulbrig's quest there, did we? Nope, did not mean to say all that, and I'm going to read it, because I will not be kicking him out of the party. Oh, I actually want to keep that.
Pearls of wisdom from Brother Woljif. When you eat in a tavern, you don't have to pay. Just make sure to sit close to the door.
We could go do Darren's quest. Let's do this first. Also, this fight should give us a level up.
My will is resolute.
I'm always ready.
I'm here. Where else would I be?
I will help where I can. Did I mess up again?
We should move.
Can we retreat already?
The light! Take you!
Begone, fiend!
You crossed the wrong mongrel.
Alright, level 8. No feats, but we do get Aura of Resolve. At 8th level, a paladin is immune to charm spells and spell-like abilities. Each ally within 10 feet of her gains a +4 morale bonus on saving throws against charm effects. This ability functions only while the paladin is conscious, not if she is unconscious or dead. And Divine Weapon Bond +2. And the rest of these points will go into Strength. Athletics, Persuasion, and Perception. Same stuff for Sela. Though, I might go... I do want Mark of Justice. As soon as possible. I'm thinking I'm going to go Tower Shield Specialist for 5 levels. Because we'll still get Mark of Justice on my Paladin. So putting this back 5 levels isn't that big of a deal. Yeah, let's do this. Alright, so Tower Shield Specialist gets fighter proficiencies. The fighter is proficient with all simple and martial weapons, and with all armor, heavy, light, and medium, and shields including tower shields. And bonus combat feat. At first level and at every even level thereafter, a fighter gains a bonus feat in addition to those gained from normal advancement, meaning that the fighter gains a feat at every level. These bonus feats must be selected from those listed as combat feats, sometimes also called fighter bonus feats. This is also really good because paladins lack feats. That's kind of the weakness of the class, is they don't get as many feats as you probably want or need. Let's do a point into wisdom to round that out. The next one we put a dexterity to round that out, then 2 points into strength. Trickery times 3. Yeah, let's do that. Because when we lose... If we don't have another trickery character in our party like Woljif or Camellia, she has to make up for that. Let's just go do Weapon Focus Longsword. We've read Weapon Focus before, I'm not going to read it again. Social gets access to Holy Lance. At 8th level, you can give a weapon you touch the Holy Special Weapon quality for number of rounds equal to half your level in the class that gave you access to this domain. And Wisdom. Low Religion, Perception, no, not Persuasion. Lower Nature.
Don't mind me.
Woljif, as the Sword Saint, gets Perfect Strike. At 4th level, when a Sword Saint hits with his chosen weapon, so that's not going to apply to us yet, he can spend 1 point from his arcane pool in order to maximize his weapon damage. Don't roll for damage, the weapon deals maximum damage. This affects only the weapon's base damage dice, not additional damage from sneak attack, magical weapon properties, spell strike, or critical hits. If the Sword Saint confirms a critical hit, he can instead spend 2 points from his arcane pool to increase his weapon's critical multiplier by 1. And we want Intelligence. Let's see, Trickery, I guess Stealth, Perception, Knowledge Arcana? Blur, Mirror Image, so we get more castings of those. Ulbrig. It's a whole lot of nothing. Plus 1 Strength. Athletics, Mobility, Lower Nature, and Perception. Land gets a Favorite Enemy and Favorite Enemy. We read the effects of that already. Not going to read it again. Plus 1 of Strength here. That's going to increase how much damage he does with his compound shortbow. We could do Dexterity for a higher chance to hit, because it is higher than his Wisdom. Let's actually do that instead. Athletics, Mobility, Lower Nature, and Perception. Same stuff that Ulbrig has. So we have Favorite Enemies, Demons of Strength. Let's do Demons of Magic next. So we've read this effect before, but this time it's going to cover demons like the Dretch, Uliadru, and Succubus. Then double dip into Demons of Strength. And Sunshine, it's nothing here, but we do want Intelligence. Ability and Perception. So now that he has 3 Intelligence, he can take Outflank on his next level up, which is going to be really useful for the build I'm going with Lan. Alright, to the underground hideout. It'd be hard to spot the narrow passage leading underground, even if it wasn't concealed. Before the demon invasion, sorcerers hid here, helping their brethren flee from Sarkoris to more hospitable lands. The organization fell into obscurity long ago, but someone continues to hide the entrance from curious eyes. Do you Shalanites ever argue about what's beautiful and what's not? Do you gather in basements at night and hold bare-knuckled brawls to decide which paintings are worthy of Shalin? If such a thing is happening, then I am not being invited to them. But throwing teacups, that unfortunately I have seen.
We do it my way.
Another one of these jokesters. I have the answer, but what is the question?
Follow if you dare.
So we don't need to buff up yet. There are no enemies above ground here. Oh, except for the elk.
No glory.
We won't fall
without
here.
risk.
I swear it.
But those are enemies of our own making. The surprise is just normal elk standing around, because everything in the World Wound is supposed to be corrupted. I guess we are right on the edge of the World Wound, so maybe they've just wandered across. A gored corpse.
This is my kind of work.
The body is covered in terrible wounds. It is clear that they were left not by an animal's teeth, but by a skillful torturer's hand.
I'm off.
Might be trap, might be treasure. Pretty good, aren't I?
My skills are absolute.
We will win this war.
Search for the beauty. of
My
your
tail
heart,
is restless.
not your eyes.
Ask nicely.
You know how I ended up here,
Meditate on your
but
mistakes.
here I am.
Oh yeah, so I
Might
didn't
make
slot
you
my new
feel better.
spells. I keep slotting Shocking Grasp even though I'm not using it yet. Put that way instead.
It's time to act. Unimosi travisi. Unimosi travisi.
Together we stand.
I will lend you my aid.
Unimosi travisi. Patrizio Turino. Gratior. Stagioni savitur. Stagioni savitur.
Who, me?
Always
Alright, in we go.
You can handle them.
Don't
right?
hold back! Strike!
Couple of incubi.
Found something.
This is my
I
kind
do
of work.
what I must.
There's beauty hidden in the darkest of
Did forget about
places.
this fight.
Too bad no one can see it there.
So we get some protection and resistance to electricity up.
A bright future awaits us. We are the light. They
You
are the
won't
darkness.
survive me.
Cover me, all right? Stabby or Zacky? Why not both?
Endure this!
This will be the stuff of legend.
Make every strike count.
Clawing time.
The inheritor, guide my blade.
You should have run! I'm gone.
Yeah, I'm not sure why will-o-wisps are hanging out in the cave with incubi.
My tail is twitching. Must be a sign. This
We
is
do
my
it
kind
my
of work.
way.
No reason to pause.
Let's go
Yet
pop
another
this.
obstacle.
Distract them from me.
They better start running.
Fall!
We have a boss back here. Shivio the Pain Connoisseur.
I will bring down the divine wrath.
The light take you!
You'll die here in fear and despair. Say so,
Eternal
buddy.
Rose, I call upon you.
No glory without risk!
Just paralyzed. Okay. Cool. Main character got the kill. It's always exciting.
Follow if you dare.
Alright, we got the Chainmail of Comradery. Probably one of the best, I mean it is one of the best items in the game by far. Also got a Belt of Physical Flow. This belt grants its wearer +2 enhancement bonus to strength and dexterity. Bonuses of the same type usually don't stack. This is best on land. It increases dexterity to hit and its strength to damage. We give that to Social. Eventually he will wear heavy armor, so the dexterity is not as important, but it still helps with his initiative. And initiative is really important, at least in my opinion, for spellcasters. Because then you get dispel magic out, or, you know, your buffs, your pre-fight buffs only last for a fight, like haste. Before the fight actually starts. Alright, we also got the Chainmail of Comradery. Whenever the wearer of this +3 mithril chainmail flanks any enemy, the wearer gets a +2 bonus to damage against flanked creatures. Or against flanked creature. The flanked creature. It's missing a word there. If you have an outflank feature, the damage bonus increases to +4. So currently my main character does not have outflank. But everyone else does. Well, except for Sunshine.
I'm off.
Might be trap, might be treasure.
Alright, lore nature, I think is still Ulbrig, right? 19, 16.
The goddess protects us.
I learned this from my grandpa.
This person's murderers were masters of torture. Judging by the wounds, they tortured him for weeks before he died. Alright, the Righteous Crusader's Ring. If the wearer of this ring has a Smite Evil class ability, this ring grants them 1 additional use of it per day after resting. It's also pretty good loot in here. It's a really good find this early on. So what's great about the Chainmail of Comradery, I mean it works without flank with anybody, but if you're a mounted class, like Land's a Sable Company Marine, or if you're a Cavalier... Come on, Land. and both your main character and the mount have outflank, you're always proccing that extra damage. I'm pretty sure my first playthrough, I was playing as a Gendarme Cavalier. I wore that through the entire game. Alright, the hollow tree. The gnarly trunk of this dead tree is riddled with dark holes. Something glitters inside one of them. You can procure some reagents for creating consumable items here.
Shaylin teaches us to only draw our weapons against those who will never choose to surrender.
Good to know. So I don't need to worry about paladins of Shaylin since I'm always ready to surrender.
Alright, I'm gonna call it here. Next time we'll go to Heaven's Edge and take care of Darren's quest. But for now, thanks for watching. Oh, let me recruit these guys real quick before I forget. Alright, as I was saying, I'm gonna call it here. Next time we'll do Darren's quest. But for now, thanks for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.